Hi, welcome back to my channel, Jody Lewis Creations. In today's episode, we are doing prompt number 11 for the Dephemerember Daily Ephemera Inspiration in December from 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel. So again, my husband had drawn 3, and we have done numbers 2 and 3 already from the list, and now we're going to do number 11 as our day 3. So hand or machine sewing and a postcard. So in this episode, what I'm going to do is 2 different ideas for you. So the one for my Nutcracker journal, I have some red paper that I have dyed. I have an actual postcard. This is a 1958 postcard. And while I do like the winter scene, I really like the font back here. And so we are going to alter this postcard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the red paper on. I'm going to cut it to size. I'm going to then glue my music page on there and decoupage my Nutcracker napkin. Then when that's done, see where we are and what we need. So that's going to be this one, and I'll stitch all around the outside with my sewing machine. This one is an alternative, so not everybody has a stash of postcards. So this one, I've gone ahead and taken my glue stick all over a piece of just white, and this is kind of thin. It's not as thick as the actual cardstock, but you can back it with something. You know, I'm purposely doing this thin because this piece I'm making for a bee journal that I'm going to be making. It has a little bee here, and it's thin, so it'll go right in a pocket as a journaling card and not be too bulky, okay? So I've covered the entire cardstock with my glue stick. I've placed my napkin down, and now I do this because I like the texture, okay? Now I don't always. A lot of times I'll use wet glue. I will go over it with brayer very gently when the napkin's wet. When the napkin is wet, they become fragile. So, but if you want a more transparent look, then use a wet glue and go over the top with a wet glue. And so that's going to give you a totally different look. So if you have not played with napkins, I encourage you to do so. I'm going to stitch around this as well. So what I'm going to do, because I have my stuff here, is I'm going to turn the back into a faux postcard, right? So a postcard's going to have lines for, you know, your address lines. So let's get some address lines put on here. Now, I don't have an actual postcard stamp, okay? So that's something to be, if you have one, use it, and if you don't, get creative. So here I'm going to take my black. I'm going to use black for this. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. My husband came down from working in the attic, and I knew he was going to talk to me, which I love. I'm not complaining. Okay, so back to this. All right, so what I'm going to do with this one, which actually him interrupting me was good because it gave me direction. So this one has a little bee on the front, right? So I'm going to pretend like I don't have stamps. I don't have like actual postage stamps, which I do. I have a lot. But maybe you don't. So let's think about what you can do. So on the front of your card, your postcard, you're going to create an image because postcards have images, okay? On the back, they're going to say something. You know, your writing space here, your post stamp here, you know, your canceled stamp, and then the address goes here, okay? So what I'm doing here is I'm going to create a stamp. So let's just say there's a bee on the front and we're traveling. And where are we? Where do we want to be? Oh, I do have a, this one does have a postcard stamp in it. It's French, but that's okay. So let's use it. I thought it might, but then I forgot, and then I got sidetracked because that's what I do. Okay, so we have a little stamp here, and let's get a block out. Let's get a block out, and let's do this. When I got my black soot out, my Distress Oxide, and that wasn't what I wanted. I wanted my archival ink. All right, so this one we're going to do like here. Okay, and it's not great. It's okay. I'm not really going for perfect. I'm trying really hard not to go for perfect on this because I usually do. Okay, so set this one aside. for right now. I'll have to clean it in a minute. And then my, now we want a stamp, like we're mailing a piece of mail. So because it's bee themed on the front with the little bicycle, I'm just gonna go with a little bee because I think it would be cute. And the little bee, I wanna do maybe brown. Why do I keep doing that? Because I keep moving my big ink pad and I keep losing it on my desk. Which, if you knew me, you would know my desk is always a big mess. Big, big mess. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's good, because it's not too dark. Okay. So he's there. And then I have these little decorative scissors, which if you don't, just use your regular scissors, okay? I have a bunch of these, and I really hardly ever use them, because honestly, I don't like them. They're not sharp, and a lot of times they'll tear my paper, which really annoys me. All right, so we have a little bit of text there, but I don't care. So I'm just going to ink this a little bit around the edges. So this is pretending you don't have a postcard stash. I personally have 2 photo boxes full of postcards that I picked up at a yard sale a couple years ago. And actually, some of them I love and was going to keep them, and some of them I had intended to resell or just alter. So actually, I pulled the one I'm using out of my keep because I had liked the image on it, but I think it lends itself to what we're doing, so I'm going to use it. All right, so we have Mr. B on our stamp made. And let's see, I think I just want to do like figure 1 on there, if I can manage this without getting figure 2 stamped. Or let's do figure 2. It's easier, I can see it. All right, so let's just go figure 2. Okay? All right, and again, it's not perfect, but I'm just going with it. All right, so there's that. So let's give him a postage, what do you call it? Cancellation stamp. Oh, hey, there it is. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, so we're gonna cancel him. Okay, and in this one of these little stamps has the little wavy things like an actual postmark. So I'm gonna try not to use the rounded part, and I just want to cancel him. Okay, so he's a canceled stamp now, or a canceled postcard. Okay, so there's that part of it. Now over here, we have usually a description of what we have. So let's just do some numbers here. Oops. And some numbers. Oh, and we'll do the specimen stamp. I think that'll give us a little bit of design on this back side and just some interest, and still leaves you journaling space on the back, right? Okay, so we're gonna do that. Let go, thank you. Okay, oh my goodness. And then on the front, I have this kind of a honeycomb-ish stamp or stencil. So we're going to stencil and just give it a little bit of, oh my goodness, my hands are not working right now. A little bit of, excuse me, interest. All right, just a little, not real heavy, not real dark, but just a little, just to kind of give it some color. And it's just real light. And see, that one, I kind of shouldn't have done it like that because I gave it a hard edge. I don't like that. Okay, now it's better. Okay, so that's kind of that. And when you're stenciling, try not to move your stuff like I just did. Otherwise, your lines won't be quite lined up. It is so windy here today. I don't know if you guys can hear that. but it's coming from like from all directions. I'm sure Lake Erie is ferocious today. I haven't been that way. Well, we were this morning, but it wasn't when we were doing all of our running, but it wasn't quite as crazy as it is now. I mean, it is super windy. Okay, so there's that. So what I'm gonna do when I do the other one is I'll just stitch around the outside of that, and now I've got a postcard that I can just stick in a pocket. So that's how you can faux make a postcard, okay? All right, so there's that one. So I'll set this by my sewing machine, and then let's get this guy started. Now this is shiny, so I think I'm gonna use just some tacky glue and go around these edges, and I won't bore you with watching me glue. So I'm gonna get this glued down and get everything glued on, and then I'll be back. Okay, so all sewn, and I accidentally did a different setting than I normally do when I was stitching it, but it came out really kind of cool, so I'll probably use that again. So I have my faux bee postcard, okay, so that's ready to go in my bee ephemera and ready to be used. So that was great, and I'm really glad I did that. And then I have my nutcracker, and I have to fix, I didn't get glue all the way to the edge of this, but that's okay. Like when I do this, I usually go back and just make sure all of my little edges are glued down. No loose edges, we don't need those. And let's see. So on the back of this, it actually talks about what was on the front of the postcard. Well, that doesn't apply to us anymore because we altered it. So let's see what we can use to fix it. We have a little bit of cardstock there, but I don't like it. I don't use it. Oh, what about, I don't really want to do that. That's kind of silly. Oh, here, I have these. These are some, don't want to use those either. Okay, I'm fussing. I'll stop fussing. Just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna stick a label on there. I can't because that's not long enough. Okay, hang on. Okay, sorry about that. I had to get a plan. And I just think this Joy to the World is really sweet. And so I'm just gonna do a little piece of that. And get that little bit of white off there. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to kind of get most of that covered. And I don't want to cover this bottom because it does say 1958. So I think that's really cool, just knowing that that's what I'm using. And since this is heavier paper, because this is a piece of cardstock I ripped up, I'm just going to use heavier glue on that. Okay, so, all right, so there's that. Okay, so now we have two versions of postcards. Both have sewing. Oh my gosh, I ran out of bobbin thread on this one. So it just was a little out of control. Okay, so we have our faux postcard ready to go in the bee ephemera and our altered postcard that's ready to go in the Nutcracker journal. And I have been kind of shying away from the reds, but I love this paper that I dyed. And I found a pocket to stick it in. So we're gonna just put that right here. Okay, and that little red's gonna peek out. So actually, I'm gonna need to have to clip that somehow. Maybe I won't put that there. But I was tying the red in the red, and but I didn't want to glue this down because I like this saying. So we're gonna find another place where the red will tie in. And could just stick it in there. But let's see. I don't have very many pockets built on this yet. And that flips out because I like that. Forays. That's too short to go in there. Okay. Well, I didn't think that through, did I? That's okay. You know what we're going to do with it? We're just going to hold on to it and have a place. Well, Jody. Okay, it's fine. That's really, oh, here, we'll stick it in there for right now. Just for right now. It's going to get moved because I did the red because it tied into the red on that page. So I may have to, oh, there's some red. Here's some red. Nope. Well, shoot. All right. It's okay. We'll figure something out with it. Okay. Maybe I like it there. It's just a contrast, even though this is pink. Okay. Well, tell me what you think in the comments. That's probably not its permanent home, but it puts it in here somewhere for me to have it out of the way. So thank you for joining me. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I'm looking forward to see what hubby draws for my next prompt. So have a great day. Bye. Were you guys telling me that I forgot to put my prompt on my card? Oh my goodness, I forgot, but that's okay. I dated it here, and even though I'm filming ahead, well, on some days I am, on some days I'm filming the same day it's due. So what I'm gonna do is date these for the date of that prompt. So like December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, so on. So even though technically I am filming this the evening of the 2nd, the video is not going to get posted until the 3rd. So I'm going to date these in order of like the day. If I were just doing this on my own, then I would be dating it December 3rd for that prompt, because it would be my prompt for the 3rd. So I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so if you are like, Jody, you're wearing the same shirt that you've been wearing for days in a video, just know that I might be filming multiple episodes in a day. So anyway, I don't think that really needed to be explained, but I kind of felt compelled to explain it. So anyway, I've dated it, I've put my prompt on there, and hopefully I won't forget to do that again, because I actually would have incorporated that prompt in here somewhere, but that's okay. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.